Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marshall Occurrence Rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-America all day. Yeah, so this message right here is about talking people that are messengers talking about uh, race issues, racist issues, or even pro-black messages, pro-white, pro-Latino, Hispanic, whatever ethnicity you are. You're trying to go pro about it. As far as being a messenger, this is not the way to the revolution. Look, I'm being 100. I feel sorry. I just came to this epiphany. I feel sorry for people that they talk about all this information and knowledge, and they mean well, and they're educating people, right? However, this is not the revolution. Well, how come it haven't produced that for you yet? Haven't you released a lot of information already? So how's any of this information going to start the revolution? I think I can stop the video right there. You heard it. You heard it right there. That's that. That's that. How's the information going to start a revolution? You've been talking about this a million years, right? You've been saying the same thing in essence. It did not produce a revolution. So I'm not the smartest man in the world, but if it hasn't done it in 5 years and 10 years, then how's it going to do it now? Oh, another generation's getting ready for it. Okay. What I realize is that any pro-black movement or any pro-white movement, any pro-America movement, it's not going to work. First of all, I'm gonna tell you about the pro-America movement. A pro-America movement is not talking about America, 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 doing this, America that. That's not going to do it because America has too many problems. It's like you think you already got a good machine and you don't. It's like thinking you got a good car, and you got a lemon. You got 44 states with child marriage. How you harping on what America is? Is the real pedophile. You want me to tell you who the real pedophile? 44 states with child marriage. That's the real pedophile, buddy. Whether you like it or not. I didn't ask you if you liked it. I didn't ask you if you liked it. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. It is humiliation to my enemies. It's absolute humiliation because they just swore up and down that that's what I was. They just swore up and down I was some type of sexual deviant. But we find out that your country is marrying children in the process of you thinking I'm a deviant. How ironic is that? That yours truly, being me, reveals this information. Yo, it doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better than that. Oh boy. But that's for the American part. Pro-black part, I'm gonna tell you why that's not gonna start a revolution. Talking about all this pro-black stuff because they killing each other too much. It's too much of a contradiction. How you gonna start a revolution among black people with all that killing? How you gonna stop that mentality when the culture is continually pumping out murder music, killing music, murderous movies, and all of that? How you gonna stop the people from thinking like that when the culture is producing this perspective? That's what you got to fight against. I feel sorry for people who have basically a pro-black message because you got to fight against a whole culture that is not talking about preserving your community. You got to fight against all of that. You got to fight against all of your message. Got to be potent enough to pierce that and also to defeat it. It can't only hurt it; it has to defeat it, and there's no way you can do it. There is no revolution and pro-black messages for this reason. This is not my opinion. I'm basing it on the surroundings and reality. And these realities, man, are too strong for people to deny my perspective. You got too much killing out here, which is already your greatest contradiction. You don't think white people see that? Of course white people see the contradiction. They just don't speak on it. You don't think they see the black on black killing? While y'all talking about we the original man and we need to be put back in our place in our community. You don't think they see the contradiction? So how you think that's going to be the revolution? Before it would be, they're going to call you on your contradiction. That's the 7th hour. They're going to call you on your contradiction before you start a revolution. They're going to say, wait, hold up. Y'all killing too much. Y'all killing each other too much. No revolution. The revolution's off. The revolution basically is off because of the killing. You realize that, right? We would have been had the revolution if it wasn't all that killing. There wouldn't have been nothing to stand in our way. Oh, you don't see it that way, do you? I do. I see it as too much of a contradiction to give us anything. How are we gonna get a whole bunch of money and they trust us with anything when we'll move all these crazy people that kill people to the next situation? So if we get apartments, we get new land, we get new everything, we get out the ghetto, we got to take all the crazy people that's killing everybody with us. Yeah, they in the back seat. That part. They in the back seat. All the crazy people killing people. Yeah, they got to come with you. And that's why you ain't going to get no money. That's why you ain't going to get no land. I'm just telling you. Listen. Does it make sense or not? What else is going to happen? I think about reality. Are we talking about reality? I'm spiritual and I'm also a realist. This is why a pro-black message per se or a movement will not be the revolution. Okay? Now you can start a physical revolution. I mean, but at the end of the day, you know, you got a whole army to fight, a whole military to fight. That's what you got to fight. You won't even make it past the police, let alone the military. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, I'm just letting you know. I'm just speaking the facts. Nothing wrong with that. Is nothing wrong with that, guys? All right. So in white America, you know, there's no hope in a revolution with them because, you know, they're just out of touch. I think more than anything, they're out of touch. They're totally out of touch. And with Hispanics and Latinos, I don't feel it will be a revolution here in America because if this is my personal opinion, because they are not involved enough in black and white issues here in America. Like, you need people in place to be taken seriously, like as being involved in our issues, not starting your own thing and having your own people and being in your own lane over there in a black and white America. This is a black and white America, whether you like it or not. This country is dominated by white people and black people. Bottom line. Bottom line. If you look at all the politics, all the politicians, you know, President Obama, you know, you look at all the stuff, all the culture, everything like that, the music, everything, it's black and white people. So if Hispanics and Latinos are not involved and you have a pro-Latino message, a pro Hispanic message is not going anywhere because it's not involved with the black and whites. It's just how's it gonna go anywhere here in America? So there's so a revolution. There's no hope in a revolution there. That's what I'm trying to show you. All this pro black, white, all this pro America stuff, patriots, and ain't no hope in being in a patriot message because somebody like me is gonna shoot that down. Well, how you gonna talk about being a patriot and you got child marriage here? I mean, you gotta take that part. You can't leave that part out. I know you would like to, but you can't leave that part out. You can't leave that part out. You can't leave it out. You know what I'm saying? So, there's no revolution gonna be produced by those things. Let's understand that. I mean, for people that sharing information, you're sharing information. I'm not saying in vain. You're educating people, and that's good. They can have a better life. They can have better circumstances, even from your information. But to start a true revolution, it's not going to be, excuse me, it's not going to be produced with a certain, being informative about a certain ethnicity. You can be very informative about black people. You can be very informative about white people. You can be very informative about the culture in America. And the problem is here, why those things are not going to produce revolutions is because they contradict each of those dynamics contradict themselves too sharply to be revolutionary. Black people can't be revolutionary because they're killing each other too much. White people can't be because they're out of touch. America can't be as a whole because they contradict their laws now with 44 states with child marriage and 3 other laws that's child marriage related or child sex related. So that being said, there is no way those things can produce a revolution. How? Because at the end of the day, some people just don't care that you black. They just don't care. They tired of hearing it. They've heard it in a million times. They don't care. Same thing with white people talking about everybody leave and they go back to their country. What? Nobody ain't leaving. So what that's gonna produce? They ain't gonna get no revolution. The patriots of America is not going to get any revolutions. They're not going to get any revolutions. And so at the end of the day, man, none of it's it's all informative, but it's not produced. It's not revolutionary. What I'm saying is revolutionary. Revolutions changes whole systems. That's what it do. Revolutions change whole systems, right? How you gonna change whole systems? Keep with information on informing people, being informative about people that's contradicting themselves. Nah, bro. My information is revolutionary because it causes what is to shut down. Talking about white issues and black issues and American issues is not going to shut it down. It's not going to talk about how great America is and how you want to get America back. Like, for example, Donald Trump, he can't start no revolution with that. Make America great again. Okay, it's crappy. It was crappy before. Okay, I can show you how. You want me to show you how? You got the world record for the lowest age of consent. You had in the state of Delaware, they had the age of consent in 1880 at 7 years old. You never had the age of consent at 18 in all 50 states ever. So when has it ever been non-crappy? It's been crappy the whole time. You never had the age of consent at 18 in all 50 states. It's always been crappy. So how are you talking about make America great again when it's always been crappy? Okay. But he's another example. And he plays on people hope for a revolution. Right? That's all it is. It's a scam. He's playing on people's hopes and dreams of and feelings to make it something other than what it is right now. And it's not going to happen. All that is a scam. His whole movement is a whole scam. Because it's not going to produce what people feel it's going to produce, which is a full nationwide change. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I promise you that. I promise you anything he's doing, he can go get 4 more years, and I promise you it would not be a revolution. He doesn't have it in him. If he did, he would have did it the first time. He already had 4 years. What did he do? What did he do? I mean, come on, let's be real. Was it life-changing? Was it revolutionary? Okay, so how's it going to be revolutionary this time? What has he said differently to make you feel he has something differently now? Okay, you keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. That's all I can say. Keep on keeping on. Because I don't see nothing there. You know what I'm saying? And I said it for how it is without being biased about it. What is there? He ain't said nothing really. He had 4 years already. He had his shot. What'd he do with it? What did he do with it? Nothing, right? That's what I'm saying to you. He did nothing with it. He had his chance. Did you see anything like, oh, we really want that guy back kind of stuff? Did he produce any kind of stuff to make you say we want that guy back? Okay. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I'm the one that's really out here that has the revolution. And and how you know, and I'm gonna tell you, like some people will say, I'm gonna tell you how you know. It's because I don't have to hide it. I don't have to hide it. This is not a war. For me, that's why I tell people they think they're at war with me. I'm over here starting a revolution. How you at war with me? You think you are? You ain't. Listen. I got them with 44 states with child marriage. Your whole country doesn't even know this. Your mom doesn't know this. Your dad doesn't know this. Your aunties and uncles don't know this stuff. Go ask them. Do they know this that collectively this country has child marriage here in America? Go ask them, do they know? Go ask them, do they know that you have the world record as a country, the world record for the lowest age of consent in the whole world. Nowhere else, right here. For the lowest age of consent, they were having sex with 7-year-old girls in the state of Delaware. That's why I'd be amazed at anybody saying anything about a pedophile. Your country has the world record. You shouldn't even be talking about nothing about a pedophile. Not in the sense of you trying to condemn one. Well, you didn't condemn your government, now did you? Hey, you didn't call them a pedophile, now did you? They got the world record for it, buddy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So how is it a hope in being how is a patriotic movement going to produce anything? Nothing, right? How is it going to produce it? It's not going to happen, right? That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying to you. The hope is the information to pull down what is and to erect something else, which the revolution would have that something else in it. I'm showing you the need that you have to have the age of consent at 18, which many other countries don't have either. Right? That's what starts a revolution. That's what that is what would keep America on top, because you would be then the leader and the example for the rest of the countries to follow. The age of consent being at 18. But you've never been that. You've never been that country. And God has lined it up for me to be that person. I know you may think you can extract this information and start it yourself. I know you know how some people are. You know how some ignorant people are. They think they can take what I'm doing and do it better. You forgot one thing. God want me to do it. Guess what that means? You'll be another fallen community trying to do something. Because listen, man, you got a whole devil to fight to do this. To try to do what I'm doing. I know I make it look easy. I make it look easy. Let you try to do it. You'll be dead in no time. Literally. Yeah, I make it look easy. Step in my shoes, you'll be dead in no time. They go for man, woman, or child. Step in my shoes, you'll be dead in no time. You can't do what I do. All you can do is follow the leader. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. I guarantee you can't step in these shoes. I guarantee you that. All the stuff they try to put on my name. You see it went out. You see it went off my back door. And you see it's them that's doing it, and I'm the one that revealed it. What that tells you? Listen, it tells you one thing is you can't step in my shoes. Right? And you can't make this up. And then I'm the one that show you that it's really them. That already tells you who I am. That already tells you I'm the leader. Well, that proves it. Hey, what they proving? Hey, what these people around my building and around these hallways in this neighborhood playing games with me, what they proving? Proving how more ignorant they are. More reason why they'll be dead without somebody like me. Hey, you ain't gonna make it on somebody like that. Going around here calling people pedophiles and everything. How you gonna make it off somebody like that? Man, let me tell you something, man. That's a chicken eating ignorant person that ain't going nowhere. I promise you that. I'm telling you, that's a chicken eating ignorant person. I'm telling you exactly how you needed to hear it so you can get the right kind of visuals. Somebody sit back yapping and thinking they part of the culture and thinking they doing something. You ain't doing nothing. You about to be dead sooner than later. The Bible says if you're overly wicked, you will die before your time. That's what the Bible says. I didn't make it up. If you're overly wicked, you're going to die before your time. You're going to die prematurely. Okay? So you ain't got no choice but to follow this or perish. It's the only option you have. Right? This information is the revolution. Bottom line. I'm asking for all of this to be removed. 44 states with child marriage is the end. Right? It's the end. You don't think so because you're nonchalant about it, but you don't realize the whole community has not been informed of this information. Once they are informed, then you can conclude. Then you can conclude safely what's going to happen. People that just want America to win, or you thought I was going to lose, or you are my actual attackers, of course you're going to think that this is not going to change anything. Of course you're going to think that. Let's try it out. Let's try this information out on the public. Let's do that. Let's try this information out on all these famous people. Let's do that. Let's try it out on all these abortion clinic bombers. I'm not saying I want them to do that, but let's see what they think about this. Let's try this information on the prison system versus your pro-black information. Let's see what your pro-black information do to the prison system and my 44 states with child marriage information do. Boy, that's good. That's real good. Let's see what 44 states with child marriage does. That information, let's see what it does to the prison system. Let's see what all the inmates do with that versus your pro-black information. Let's see what the whole prison system of the country do with that. I guarantee you that information you talking about ain't gonna do nothing. I tell them one sentence, 44 states with child marriage in America. Boom. It's like a bomb went off, buddy. How much you want to put on that? Why you sitting up here talking about the same stuff that people been saying for 2 and 3 generations? Nah, we ain't going that route, buddy. I'm cutting straight to the chase. Why play around? You know what I'm saying? We could talk about pro-black stuff later. Yeah. It really ain't no time to talk about it. It's too much of a contradiction right now anyway. We need to get that in order. Before you start talking about all of that, you need to get black on black crime out of the tribe. Until then, you're contradicting yourself. Don't you understand that? Right? So you have to stay there until it changes. That's a 7. Oh, you ain't got no choice. It's too much of a contradiction. How you gonna start a movement with that contradiction? It's become that much of an issue. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You ain't finna start nothing. You can watch all the movies you want. You can watch the Black Panthers movies. You can think you're gonna start revolutions. You can do all of that. And I promise you, it will never happen until killing stops in the African tribe. It has to stop. It's too much of a contradiction. Let's say no, you have no resistance. Let's say you get the money you want, the land you want, whatever, right? You still got crazy people killing each other. So how you gonna change that? How you gonna stop the killing? The killing will still be going with you. That's what I'm trying to show you. You see what I'm saying? It has to literally stop for you to have your people. So while you're working on that, I have the revolution here, right? Okay? I know you thought you had it, I got it. 44 states with child marriage. That's what it is. And that's what's going to do it. That's why I'm already talking to people online every day, all the time. I'm informing people all the time. They're loving it. I do videos, but I'm more on Facebook. Like, just I get people just randomly with I put it up on posts. This information. 44 states with child marriage. And I'm telling, it's like it's informing people all over the world. I mean, the nation. Well, the world too, yeah. So, this is the radical change that we need, right? This is no politicians are going to disagree with this, right? Okay, I don't know any politicians that's going to say, well, we should keep that 44 states with child marriage. This changes everybody, which is the revolution. I know you thought it was a war. It's not. Okay? That's why I had to go through all of this, because I was carrying this. You know what I'm saying? Not you, not us, me. Okay? If it was a joint effort, I would make that known. It is not a joint effort. Anybody up here sharing this information with me? Did anyone discover this with me? Did you see anybody do it? Did you see anybody talk about it collectively as I have? You haven't, have you? You haven't, have you? In fact, your mom don't even know about it. Your dad don't even know about it. Your grandparents don't even know. And you telling me this ain't the revolution? No, I think you're trying to downgrade it because you ain't the one talking about it. That's just the ignorant American in you, right? You looking at it like it's some type of a vocation. That's what it is. You're looking at it like it's some type of vocation. This ain't a vocation. This is not a career. I'm not doing this for like some like to come like I'm trying to get like I'm buzzing, bubbling, like I'm bubbling right now, like he's hot right now. I ain't none of that going on. I'm talking about stuff to change this whole situation. Yeah. That's why half of y'all, your problem is you got a superstar mindset. You always think somebody's supposed to be a king or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm a revolutionary. How about that? I'm here to change things. I'm not here to maintain this. A king gets into power and maintain all that is being done. Ask Joe Biden. That's what he's doing presently right now. He's maintaining the foolishness. Yeah, that's a king, buddy. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to do that. A king maintains a kingdom, right? So how I'm a king without a kingdom? Make it make sense. You're talking foolishness. I'm a revolutionary. I talk in real terms that are real, connected to real life. I don't just be saying stuff just because just to be saying stuff. I say stuff that connects to real life. I am a revolutionary with the results to prove it. Man, this is the revolution. You didn't know this, did you? Did you know this information? Then I revolutionized your perspective on America, whether you like it or not. It's me that did it, not you, not your family. Okay? Not you didn't do anything. I did it. Okay? And God used me to do it. See what you Americans have to understand, Christians included, that God wants his people to receive the respect that they deserve for what they have done, right? The honor, it says give honor where honor is due, right? Other men shall praise you, right? Not your own mouth. Other men shall praise you. But in my situation, living here in America with Christians here that are Americanized, I have to say my part because they think that they go to one extreme or the other. Okay, you give God the praise like you should in worship. I don't ask for worship or any of that. But you don't acknowledge nothing that God's people, his people do. You say, well, that's God be the glory. You totally ignore man. God did not design it like that. How could he put people in leadership if they're not acknowledged? How can God even raise up a king if you saying, oh, God be the glory, you totally ignoring his people? So how can you make a king out of that guy when he's totally ignored? Because you feel like okay, God is doing everything, and no human being is doing nothing. We all play like we co-labor with God. That's what I'm saying. I'm not taking anything from God. I can't do that anyway, and I've made that clear before. I would never do that. I'm close. I'm close to God. I got my relationship with God. Let's just put it like that. Right? I'm not taking anything from God. I'm telling you that we co-labor as his true servants with him. We have our part in it. And if you don't acknowledge that part, we won't be in the proper position because of you. Because you're not acknowledging it. You're thinking you're giving God the praise and saying, to God be the glory, and no man can be God. That's right. No man can be God. That's right. That's absolutely right. Right? But he wants his people to be acknowledged properly so that they can get where they're going. But what you're doing is you're spreading this is for the American Christians, many of them. You're spreading a bad perspective on positions in the land and how men should be looked at when it comes to positions and giving praise. Now, the Bible says, let other men praise you. So it gives room for it. It gives room for it. That's what I'm talking about. You don't give that room for it. That's a 7 out. You don't give that room for it at all. And the Bible even says it. The same Bible you read says, let other men praise you. Does it not? Does it or does? I mean, that's why I believe in the Bible. Do it say it or it don't? It does say that. So why? So why you ain't praising the men properly in as far as positions that God has ordained and things God want, so that why aren't you doing that? Because when you do that, it's an indication to other people this is the person. When you don't do that, you throw off the indication. That's a 7. And you're throwing off the indication because you're so extreme with praise. I ain't talking about worship, with praise, that you don't give the right men praise so that it's a signification to the community. Boy, I just said it right. I just said it just right. I just said it just right. And that's for all you American Christians, because I watched them. I sit up and watch them. Even while they singing their songs. Oh, nobody like God. No man like God. No man can taste God's glory. And that's true. You're right. But the Bible does say, let other men praise you and not your own mouth, right? Right. Right. So understand the difference between worship and praise. That's a 7. You're messing it up as far as the indication signal. Now no one gets the indication from Christians who it is because of you. Yeah, it's your fault. It's part your fault. Yeah, too much given, much is required. You can't be getting on here talking about, well, and we don't acknowledge nobody but God. God, we don't need nobody. We don't need no man. Like you can't be, listen, God holds everybody responsible because at the end of the day, he knows everybody's heart. And if you're focused on vocations like these Americans are, and you're focused on getting the bag and getting my life, and you got that kind of mentality and you're bringing that to Christianity, and you think this is a competition thing, and God has chosen one person, not 5 people, not 1,000, he's chosen one person, and you mad about it? So you get online talking about God, we don't acknowledge nobody but God. God is going to hold you responsible for that. There ain't no games being played, buddy. I see through all of that foolishness. This is not about no vocation. This is about justice. As far as my situation, about justice and God's kingdom. God's kingdom and justice. And did you hear me mention you? The only part you probably show up in, big probably, is God's kingdom. Other than that, where else did you show up? Yeah, you better get with God's kingdom. That's what you better do. And you better understand what it means to do it. That means you take all the full gospel, the full word of God. You can't take bits and pieces. The Bible says, let other men praise you, which gives spiritual legal right for praise to come to men. Right? We ain't talking about you. We ain't talking about your opinion. We ain't talking about your synthetic humility of being humble and acting like we supposed to, no one says nothing good about me. Don't say nothing good about me. I give God all the praise. Don't say nothing good about me. Well, how are we going to know who you are? How is it going to be signified by to the community? And that's what you've done. You started this trend culture of extreme praise to God and no praise to anybody. No humans or nothing. But you know what? On the low a little bit, you give praise to these famous people though. Oh, let them walk in the room. Yeah, child, he was over here. Now you're giving praise. Watch them, not just Christians. Watch Americans, period. Soon, any famous people, they give them the praise. Oh yeah, yeah they do. Yeah they do. Let them walk in the room. Let them walk in the room. You'll find the most Christian person singing secular songs and everything. Oh, you giving them the praise. But the man of God, oh, especially because he connected to God, we gonna lower him down and he means nothing. That's how that goes, man. And that's not how God designs it. That's not how he designed it. It's a system. It's a system. And you're messing with the system of God. Yeah, be very careful with that, man. Be very careful with who you downgrade. Boy, that's good. Be very careful with who you put your mouth on and who you do not praise. Be very careful about that. Be very careful about that. It's better to not even say nothing. It's better to not even say nothing. I wouldn't even say nothing. Didn't your parents teach you that? Better to say nothing than to say something nasty or negative. Don't say nothing. It's better to do that, because as soon as you enter into the game of putting your mouth on somebody's name and start doing that, you notice I ain't mention no names. I could mention names. I could mention names of people that have actually said, can you give God praise, and could you do that? And you know, like you taking praise from God, which no man can do. I don't feel it can be done. Who is sending misdirected praise when only God can do certain things? You know what I'm saying? It's all in who knows God. That's really what it is. People that know God is not finna give a man credit for what only God can do. Yeah. You must be talking about the world. You must be talking about people outside of Christianity. You must be talking about people that don't know God. People that know God, ain't no way you can take the praise from God. It's no way it can be done. It can't be done. So let me first say that. That almost sound like a immature Christian to me. Because you know God, you know God can't. Who gonna take God praise anyway? Like for real, like I mean literally, like who's gonna do it? Right? If somebody has a mindset where they just feel that they're doing stuff that God do, that you know, you don't even acknowledge nobody like that. Like who acknowledges anybody like that? Really? But if they telling you that they've done something in your society that no one has done, that your parents don't even know nothing about, that deserves some respect. It does. And you downgrading it, and it's not time to do that. Now you see what I'm saying? Because if the signification would be properly made, we can start the revolution. That's a 7. Well, if you tell everybody, okay, this guy's telling everybody stuff that nobody else knows, and no one else has said, then we can start. It gets more out there, and we start the revolution. But you want to be, you want to be unwise about things. You want to be traditional and religious about things, and say, well, to God be all the glory. And from you, it's religious. Some people say it and it's spiritual, but from you, it's religious. We got to single you out because you're religious with it, and you're extreme with it, because you won't give no man of God praise, but you then will secretly and subtly praise famous people when they come into your atmosphere. That's what you do. That's what you're doing. And I'm no diva. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this to be acknowledged in some diva-like way. I'm saying this for acknowledgment's sake of signification. Like this is to signify who I am, right? So that's why I have to say it in this. I have to say it. No one else is acknowledging it properly, because the culture here is just like as I spoke it to be, like how it is. How I said it is how it is. That's how the culture is. The Christians can't say, well, this is the man that God definitely is using, because no one has said this before. No one has said this in the context, not in the exact context. And none of us knew this. Let's be honest about it. We didn't know this, right? So instead of acting like, well, we all teach each other, and like I'm just like it's like some nugget of information. It's not a nugget of information, bro. This ain't no nugget of wisdom. This is no disrespect to the perspective of that, but it's not a nugget of information, bro. This is 44 states with child marriage. A person that they persecuted all across the country is the person that revealed it. With all the attention already on him. Now you see how that's the setup? You see how that's the setup? The attention was already on me. And just when it was, I said what needed to be said. That's the 7. But here you come talking about to God be the glory. No man can take God's glory. We all know that. You're saying the obvious. I'm saying stuff that has not been said. Won't you keep it 100 about it? Your whole culture, won't you keep it 100 about that? You know, and you all praising each other, right? They've all praising these famous people for stuff they did 20 years ago. I'm talking about stuff right now. I'm talking about stuff I'm doing right now, bruh. Huh? You still talking about stuff people did 10 years ago. That's what I'm saying. And you secretly giving people praise anyway. Because listen, man, it's human. It's human. It's a human thing. That's what people do. You praise your mother. You praise your family. You praise people among you. You praise singers. You praise athletes for what they do. You think I'm talking about worship. I'm not talking about worship. I'm talking about praise. You have not given the proper praise to me in this situation. 44 states with child marriage, man. Your whole country didn't even know this, bruh. That's real. And you acting like this is just another nugget of information, like we all teach each other. Like, bruh, this is not that type of situation. And you try and see, and that's why I'm saying a lot of y'all don't realize, man, this country is so almost done because of even the Christians here. Yeah, I know you think you think you're keeping it alive, but you part of the problem too. Yeah, many of you are. Many of you are even based on that. What God is going to do with a country where the Christian cannot even understand certain things, right? What is he going to do with people like that? What he's going to do with a country like that? I know you thought the Christians had it together. You went out and ate chicken biscuits with them, and they had a good vibe. And you thought they had it together. Y'all ate chicken biscuits in the morning, and you got a good vibe while y'all was riding around, while the sun was shining in the windshield. You got a good vibe while you was eating your chicken biscuit. Hey, man, listen. More power to you. But I'm starting a revolution over here. They got 44 states with child marriage in America. Nobody in your country did not know it. Culturally speaking, they didn't know it. People went to law school, went to universities, and they were not taught it. Can you explain that? Can you explain how people went to the universities, all these law universities, and became lawyers and didn't know that 44 states, we came and went from school and didn't come out and tell us nothing culturally. All these lawyers. If you want to blame anybody, that's who to blame, culturally speaking. How can you tell me all these people can go to law school and come out of law school, come out of law school, don't tell us nothing about 44 states with child marriage. Don't tell us nothing about the age of consent in all 50 states. Someone should have by now educated the culture. No one has done that, right? No one has educated the culture, right? Okay then. And all these people, so you don't think I deserve some praise, some respect for that? When you got people that are educated on law and they still ain't told you. That's what they do for a living, is study laws, lawyers, judges. They sitting up judging everything. They ain't told you nothing. All these judges all across the country, they ain't told you nothing about it. All these police, they enforcing laws, but they don't know the laws. I've informed literal police about this. I've looked police in their face and told them about these laws. They didn't know it. I've called a police precinct and told them about the laws. They did not know the laws. So what does that tell you, bro? You telling me I don't deserve some respect? When I'm telling literal police, law enforcers about laws that they didn't even know about? You telling me I don't deserve no respect? Man, you tripping. I'm gonna tell you just like somebody on the streets will tell you, you tripping, bro. And if you think if you think I'm gonna sit up and let you deceive everybody, and that's for Christians, on how this should be perceived, then listen, man, I'm gonna let God bring judgment on you too. Because listen, man, listen. We can't have you in the way, bro. Get out the way. If you don't really know how to judge it for what it is, just say that. Just say that, man. Just say that, because listen, if you try to judge fruit and all of that, you don't know what my situation. You don't know how long I've been a Christian. You don't know what's going on. All right? You really don't. All right? Just leave that part alone. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is this, man. The bottom line is this. I'm telling you out of my mouth, I profess that Jesus Christ is Lord, that he is my Lord. I received him. You got to leave it at that. You got to take it for that. I got to take you for what you tell me. I don't know what you're doing in your life, in your personal life and all of that. I don't really know, do I? Look, all I know is when you show up at a church service or somewhere like that, I don't know what you do all the time. I got to take what you tell me as you receive it, as far as you receiving Christ. I got to tell you, I got to take that. And I got to respect it, right? So I can't dig in and out of your life like you some famous person. I got to leave that part. I got to leave that where that is. Unless I just see you doing something that just is just, you know. But even with that though, who am I to say you not though? You could be. I could show you in the Bible how many men and women of God contradicted themselves. I can show you. And we can talk about fruit, and I can show you contradiction. That's a 7. You can sit up and talk about the fruit of the Spirit. I know everything you will say. And I would show you in the Bible where real men and women of God, contradicted the fruit of the Spirit. In other words, they looked like they ain't had no fruit. They wasn't showing the fruit they were supposed to show. And what you gonna say to that part? They were not Christians, or they were not servants of God. Well, they was enough of a servant of God to get in the Bible. They made it to the Bible. Hey, they made it to the Bible. Missing fruit and everything. They made it. Boom. So that's what I'm saying. Just leave that part alone. Leave that part alone, bruh. That's all I'm saying. And let's just get to the crux of this matter. Your whole country did not know they were marrying children here in America. No one knew this. This was shocking to me. This was shocking information to me, right? No one knew this. If you would have told me that, take a multiple choice. Who has child marriage in America? Which country has child marriage? Iran, Africa, China, or America? I would never think America. I might have would have went with China, because all the images that they show us on TV of like these sweatshops and prostitution rings, or them sex slaves, yeah. All these images they show us here in America, I would think it would have been China. But no, bruh. Right here, they have child marriage in 44 states. They have the world record for the lowest age of consent, which means the age that a human being can say yes to sex. They have the lowest age. That's 7 years old. That means a 7-year-old girl could say yes to sex with a fully grown adult, and her parents couldn't do nothing about it. By law, her parents could do nothing. That's what it means. That's what that means. And you have the world record for that age, for being that it was 7 years old. You have that world record. No one, not China, not Russia, not anywhere else. I'm not talking about yesterday. I'm not talking about presently. I'm talking about the world record. That's what I'm talking about. And because you have the world record, you telling me, me revealing all of that. You probably didn't know that. Me telling you all of this information, you telling me that don't deserve respect. You telling me that don't deserve the type of respect and everything and what I'm talking about, justice in the form of monetary gain from what they've done in the games they played, and I'm the one to reveal it to you, the same man that they playing games with. You telling me they don't deserve a monetary bag of justice? Meaning they should bring me justice in the form of money? That's what they do to these prisoners when they lock them up and they didn't do something. They get them money. They don't just say, oh, well, we're so sorry that happened to you. The American government doesn't even do that. The American government does not do that. If they lock somebody up that they know they wronged and they were innocent, they get them money. So what's supposed to happen to me? And I'm the one telling you what they're doing on top of that? And y'all sitting around here with the world record. No one would have guessed that. Not anywhere else. Not anywhere else. Not anywhere else. And ain't nothing you can do to change it. You can use witchcraft. You can use Jedi mind tricks. You can use psychology. That's why I love the word that God has given me. It's nothing you can do to change what I'm doing. There's nothing you can do. Whatever you think I am, it ain't worse than that. Listen, man, whatever I could be ain't worse than that. Ain't anything I could be is not worse than, man, I can stand up in anybody's face, man. You can't break this situation. You can't, man. And you can't change who the messenger is, bruh. Listen, this ain't a superhero movie. You can't change the messenger. And if you try to manipulate in any way, because you know how people like to use and manipulate and play games and all of that's going to get y'all destroyed, man. This is not time to play games. Literally, it's not time for it. Okay? So if you've been doing it in the past, you had fun, that time is over, bruh. This ain't no time to play no games, man. I'm telling you, just like you need to hear it, it ain't no time to play no games, man. Ain't nobody playing no games. That's what you need to know, bro. It's no time to play them. You know what I'm saying? These people caught up in the game, and you're still stuck in the old America of playing games. You know what I'm saying? That time, COVID has changed the whole country and world. We're not in the same world anymore. I know many of you think you're going back to normal. There is no back to normal. That time is gone. This is the new America and new world already. It's already because of COVID. It's already here. And I'm not talking about no new world order. I'm not talking about nothing like that. I'm saying it's a new world. It has to be. COVID changed everything. You want to downgrade it because you're ashamed that it happened. But the bottom line is, man, it's changed everything. It's changed everything, and it's going to continue to change more than you know. Because it's still a problem. Why you think it's all you done got past and you done got back to your evil ways? It's still a problem, bro. It's still a problem when they talk about them cases rising out of nowhere. Cases rising out of nowhere. They still talking about it all the way, all around, randomly. That's what you need to realize. And I'm the one revealing this. Even like I'm saying, I'm not that part, but I'm revealing all of this going on with child marriage and for people that, in your value system, it might not matter, but for the average American, this changes everything. All the America that we once knew, it's changed. Now for you, if you're nonchalant about it, you don't care, just then go sit in the closet while we talk about it. Go sit in the closet, okay? Because it's real Americans, and I know they're out there that this changes everything for them. Military, police, FBI, CIA, everything in between, firemen and everything. It changes everything because we've had in our mind this image that America is a protector of children, loves children, and all of this, and it's not true. Now, am I the greatest lover of children? I'm not saying I am. I am just a law enforcer. I'm not coming for you to see, well, how much do you love children? Let's see how much you love children. Let's see how much integrity you got with children. Listen, I'm not saying don't worry about it, but my freedom, you don't see me jailed. You see me doing this message from prison. I can walk away from where I'm living and go wherever else I want to go. I'm not jailed, buddy. My freedom speaks for my integrity. My freedom speaks for my character. I don't got to play any games. My freedom, me being not in jail, speaks as far as my integrity. That's what speaks for my integrity. Is my freedom. I don't need to say nothing else to you. In other words, if you see me not locked up, you already know what my integrity is. Yeah, I'm not gonna play no games. I could go just by that. What? My integrity, if they wanted me, I would have been in jail. You can't hide from the American however you want to put it, law enforcement. You can't hide from them. If they wanted me, I would have been in jail. So my freedom speaks for itself. I ain't got to play any games with anyone. And if you playing with me and you know I got freedom, then you can lose. Simple as that. I don't care what you say. You can lose. And that goes for any color, any creed, and anybody. Who I really am is the person that revealed this information, like I said, and God wants me to have the justice that I properly deserve. For them playing games with me, playing with my life, and trying the defamation that they put me through, the character assassination that they try to do with me for fun and for sport, God wants a bag. God wants me to have money for that. I'm saying it exactly how it needs to be said, because that's what your government do in the case when they lock someone up that was innocent. That's what they do. So this is not a con game when your government is doing this. Is it a con game when they lock up somebody and then they get locked up and then they get out and they didn't do anything and they give them money? That's a con game? Well, that's a con game they ain't signed up for. Hey, it's a con game I didn't sign up for. They played with my life and hey, they deserve to pay. Hey man, I can even say it's the American way. I can even say that. Yeah, your country played with me unjustly, and that deserves a bag, not just a pat on the back. I don't care nothing about no pat on the back. I'm a fully grown man. See, by the time we become adults, apologies are not verbal. Verbal apologies are for children. Apologies are for children. Apologies are for children. Apologies are not for grown people. When you're a child, you're taught Go apologize to her. You pushed her down. That's what you did. So you teach them to take responsibility for their actions, right or wrong. By the time you become an adult, you should be beyond personal verbal apologies. You should be doing more. Even if you're in a relationship. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You should have been taught that as a child. And by now, you should be matured enough to be beyond verbal apologies. You should be doing more behind your apology. Every time you're responsible for doing something, you should be beyond a verbal apology. You should be doing more. I'm not going to say buy gifts. I'm not going to say do that, but you should be beyond a verbal apology as a grown man or woman. If you're saying sorry all the time, and that's all you saying, that's a sign of immaturity, because you have not. First of all, you probably haven't been taught that as a kid to take responsibility for your actions, to where you were verbally apologizing. You didn't learn it as a kid, so now you're just saying it as an adult. That's why it's not mature. That's a 7. By the time you are an adult, saying you're sorry, some people come with flowers, some people come with even money, some people come with some romantic getaways, some type of something like that, some type of something beyond a verbal apology. It gets played out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's the same thing, man. It's just like, you keep saying sorry. You keep saying sorry over and over again. And, and it's not accepted, and it's not going to be accepted here. So for people to say, well, forgiveness and this, listen, what you got to understand is the difference between forgiveness and justice. Justice is going to get served whether forgiveness is there or not. That's a fact. Okay? The guy that gets locked up, right? And he didn't do anything wrong. Whether he forgives his government or not, he's getting the bag. So if they have evidence and they find out that he's not guilty, you think they worried about, well, let's see if he has a good attitude. Before we let him out, we got the evidence to prove he didn't do it. But before we let him out, we're going to prove that let's see how he has it. Let's see how his attitude is. Let's see how his character is. You think they care about his character? In fact, he should be a little angry, shouldn't he? Well, he's been locked up unjustly. So he's supposed to be all happy? Okay, put yourself in his shoes. Okay, it's easy to say what to do, but you're not in his shoes, are you? Yeah, that part. Okay, so that being said, you know what I'm saying, they're not worried about his attitude. The American government is not worried about a man that's attitude has been locked up unjustly. They don't care how you feel about anybody. They're going to make sure he has his monetary justice. That's what I'm trying. That's the way I need to tell you. He's getting that bag regardless. Regardless. And you trying to qualify my attitude and character. And this is as just serious and cut and dry as that situation. That's how I'm trying to put it. I don't need no test from you. I don't need to prove nothing to you. Right? This is a matter of justice and legal justice, real legal stuff, right? And I don't need you playing candy cane games. Okay, you got it? Good. So I'm in the middle of starting a revolution, meeting a bag, getting a bag on top of that because of the injustices from your community and from your government, both. A bag is coming because of that. In the middle of start a revolution. Now God is good, but I need people to understand, Christians to understand. I'm not intimidated by you. I'm not intimidated by you or preachers. I'm not intimidated by anybody. I'm not intimidated by anybody. I can talk to anybody. You should be approachable. I shouldn't be intimidated by you. Right? I shouldn't be. But some Christians give off this vibe like as if I should be intimidated by what you have to say. I am not. I am not intimidated by what you have to say. I know that, you know, I know I have a relationship with God for real. For real, for real. Okay? And and I am bold about what I believe. I'm bold about who I believe in. I'm bold about the truth. And no one's gonna make me feel any different way about that. And with that perspective, my perspective is not going to change from anybody. I have a relationship with the same God that you serve, right? So that's basically what it is, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with my style or my flavor, or my personality or my flair or my accent or whatever, whether you agree with me or not, whatever you feel is your personal feelings that you're stuck in. You're stuck on your feelings. Like some people say, you're all in your feelings. Like I don't care about that. Like it's just like, I'm not saying I don't care about it in the sense I don't care for another person, especially for a Christian's feelings, because a Christian brother and sister I do who share the same love, who has the same relationship, who has a relationship with the same God I have a relationship with, I care about them. You know what I'm saying? Um, uh, but right now about this issue, man, I can't go with what people feel with their own little hangups, man, that they got going on, and they think that they can hide behind it because they're a Christian. The hangups, man, none of that matters right now. You know what I'm saying? What matters is an example, a standard is still set here in this country of what should be done and not done, and how it should be handled and not handled. That standard has to be upheld, and we cannot let people sit up and manipulate and play with things. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what's going on, then keep your mouth off of it. You know what I'm saying? Stay out of it. That's all you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way, like some people say. Stay out the way. That's all you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be all handled. But don't step in the way talking about, well, I don't think this person really a Christian. I don't think this person's showing the fruit of the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, don't listen, man. Listen, God is holding people responsible. For real. Like to say something off the cuff because you just arrogant and you're an arrogant American Christian. Listen, this is not the time to play that arrogant American Christian role. It's not time to do that. It's not. If you playing that role and you think that's cool and you think that's all good for you to do that, listen, man, God's going to bring you under judgment because you don't know half of what's been happening. You don't know the situation for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I got to let you know that. I got to let you hear it just like that, because I think that some of you think your Christianity is a bulletproof vest so from God. Like if you're in the flesh, you're in the flesh. If you are in the flesh, then you sticking out spiritually, and God can cut anything that's sticking out. If you sticking out in the flesh, then that's going to get cut. You feel me? That's going to get cut. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't really know a situation for what it is, you sticking out in the flesh. Your flesh is sticking out, bro, and that's going to get cut. Because you too mouthy about a situation you really don't know about. Now you're acting like a 5-year-old kid in school, talking about something you don't have no idea about. You don't know the ins and outs of it. You don't know really, like you should learn that from the streets. People with street backgrounds, you should learn that from the streets. You don't know nothing about really what's going on, then you don't need to speak on it because you can't speak on it intelligently. In fact, you should learn that from your culture. Anything that you can't speak on intelligently, you shouldn't be talking about it. Stick to what you can talk about fluently. If you can't talk about in any situation intelligently with information and being informed, then you shouldn't even be talking about it. You shouldn't even be putting your mouth on it. You know what I'm saying? And you may not be doing it. For people that's listening, You may have not done it, but it's people that did do it. I know they did. I know they did. Christians and non-Christians. You put your mouth on a situation, you ain't even know nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really know stuff for what it was. You didn't gather all the information. And you didn't use all the Bible and apply all the Bible, because you got men and women of God that did things that were wrong, right? And some people say, well, we don't supposed to be joined to people that do things that are wrong. Well, what happened to the servants of God that did things wrong in the Bible? It's a balance. What about the scripture that says the just shall fall 7 times and rise up again? So what do you do with that guy? What do you do with the guy that falls 7 times and rise up again? The just man. It says a just man will fall 7 times and rise up again. So what you do with him then? Oh, he ain't showing no fruit. He done failed 6 times doing the same thing. Yeah, we ain't messing with that. That ain't no Christian. But the Bible upholds that man as a just man. It says he's a just man. That's what I'm saying. And that's the difference between people that follow the full Bible and people that don't. And if you ain't following the full Bible, I don't think you have the right to talk about it. I don't. Because you picking and choosing according to bias. You bias according to your culture and how they move and everything like that. I'm not talking about your American culture. I'm not talking about your American Christianity. I'm talking about the fullness of the Bible and how a lot of these men and servants of God made real bad mistakes, real dark, evil mistakes. And yet they were esteemed as servants of God. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know, and let an American Christian make a little mistake, or a mistake that's not nearly as bad as theirs, or in the magnitude in the same lane as theirs. Oh, they done exiled you from being a Christian. They done exiled you physically and took Jesus from you. Yeah, let us take Jesus too. You can't have him. Now go ahead and you can go. You can go now. Go on out there. You can't do me like that. I have my relationship with God, whether you are with me or not. Listen, it's a plus, but not a must. That's what I say. It's a plus to have you, but it's not a must. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. Because if you don't, I say stuff so people know where I'm at. Like, you know, because some people, you know, they don't let people know where they at. So that being said, it's just like, you know, people continue. They continue in foolishness. I say things for people so they know that I know better. So now you know I know better. Okay, we can get past that part. You know I know better than that. Now you can sit and talk according to foolishness, and knock yourself out. You can go ahead and do that. Go ahead. But you know I know better than that. You know I know the real Christianity, the real Bible, all of it. Okay? Where the servants of God was doing evil things. And they were still esteemed as men and women of God. They were not exiled from in Christianity taken from them. And you're looking at certain scriptures, turn from this scripture to say turn from these type and turn from that type. Okay, you're looking at that, but I want you to also look at, like I said, servants of God that did evil things, but still were esteemed as men and women of God. It's a balance in it. It's a balance, man. You know what I'm saying? So like nobody can take my Christianity from me. I'm just saying, I'm just letting you know. You don't have a patent on Jesus, like I like to say. You don't have a patent on Jesus, like as if you created him. God created Jesus. That's the only begotten Son. Okay? You did not create Jesus. You don't have a patent on Jesus, right? Let's keep that in mind as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to take your Christianity from you. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. I'm telling you what you are not doing. If I'm talking about things, that's the context I'm using. But I can't really say if you a Christian or not. I know for one thing you have to live the lifestyle in order to be considered a Christian. And if we ain't never seen you live the lifestyle, we ain't never seen you live it at all. We ain't never seen it at all, at all, right? Where you were just not doing things of the world, you just was just a Christian. We ain't never seen that, then that's questionable. That's a questionable situation. I mean, look, man, it is. But if you see someone that okay, you could say they wasn't smoking, they wasn't drinking. This person was like in the word of God, praying. They lived it for real, day to day, week to week, month to month. Okay, boom. You can't play with a person like that. I don't care what you talk about. I don't care what you seen. I don't care what you think you're seeing. You can't play with a person like that. And if you do, there's super repercussions. I'm just super repercussions, bro. You going by technicalities. You going by what you think you see and how you're sizing it up. You sizing up Christians. That's not a good thing to do. Look, this ain't the time to be sizing up Christians when your country got 44 states for child marriage. I'm just letting you know. That's for all the people that think you're going to find out, expose somebody. Well, how you going to expose somebody and you got 44 states with child marriage? These seasons are gone that you once lived in. The seasons where you out here trying to out people and expose people, man, that's gone, bro. That's gone. That is gone. Can we say it's gone? Can we agree that it's gone when you got 44 states with child marriage? Can we agree that that is gone? Where these people thinking they're exposing someone. You ain't exposing nothing worse than that. And listen, anything we could do is not worse than what these people out there are doing. Not including the people that's out here killing their children. I mean, ain't nothing worse than that. Ain't nothing worse than that, what these people doing. Out here killing children, having sex with them in marriage. Calling it a marriage. There ain't nothing but a 24/7 pedophile wedlock contract. Talking about a marriage. Man, who you think you fooling? Who you think you fooling? Up here with a marriage. That part. Talking about a marriage. Up here with a straight pedophile situation. Who they think they fooling, man? You know what I mean? Stop the games, bro. Real. Stop playing. Like, listen, man. Stay about you and yours. I stay about me and mine. If it come down to like, people speaking on my situation, cuz like, I can't have that. Cause like, half of these Christians haven't been involved really with the community really like that anyway. When the last time you seen Christians witnessing like you used to? Remember you used to see Christians witnessing outside, talking to people about Jesus? When I ain't talking about religious people, Christians. When the last time you seen them doing that? When the last time you really seen them spoke up for Jesus and say it just how it need to be said? When the last time? So really, man, if you want to be 100, man, like the church here in America has not been really in sync with how the word of God and how they should be moving in a long time. And they can't pop up now all of a sudden with all wisdom, knowing all things and all of this, discerning of everything. Nah, you've been too out of touch. You don't even know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You need to fall back off the situation. That's in other words. You know what I'm saying? Because like God is really with me, and that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Which means you fall back. That's what it means. That's what it means. This ain't time. Listen, this ain't time to be trying, like I said, trying to see who the person is and all of that. Nah, bro. Look at your whole country. They marrying children, and you trying to see who's who? Bruh, come on. Can't be serious. Can't be serious, man. And on top of the fact that you didn't know it either. And you supposed to be studying and watching and praying and all of that. Yeah, you didn't know this either. Let's talk about how these American Christians didn't know about 44 states with child marriage either. You didn't know about this. You did not, you preachers did not inform your congregation about this. Yeah, you talking about everything else. You talking about all the famous superstars and all what they doing and all of this. I'm talking about 44 states with child marriage. Huh? If I address the superstars, I address it in the context or in the lane that they ain't talk about this either. I ain't talking about all what they doing and all of this and all of that. You get up in front of your congregation like you having an interesting message talking about all this stuff that these celebrities are doing. Like you're gonna make your messages interesting. You're using them. You're using the celebrities. You are to make your messages interesting. Because it's not interesting enough on its own. All I'm saying is, man, like it had to happen like this. Like these people owe me. You don't know? Then go check my videos. Go find out why. Go find out why he feels this need. Because there's a difference between entitlement and justice. Okay, justice is one thing. Entitlement is one thing. Somebody feeling entitled to something. Justice is another. You should feel entitled to justice if it's what you should have. Yeah. Yeah, you talking about, entitled? How I'm entitled when it's justice? Listen, unfortunately, you can't go by nothing. Even if a person was lazy or you felt they was lazy, if somebody did something to them that requires justice, you can't be like, well, that person is lazy. That's all that's about. But they wronged him and it don't even matter if he was lazy. They wronged him. It deserves a bag and that's that. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. You can't go by none of that. Well, he not really with his family. And see how you trying to add all these other little goofy, you see how you goofy about the situation? You don't ask the man that got locked up all these questions. This is a matter, listen, this is a raw, as far as me and the government and the community, this is a raw situation of justice, right? Right? That's what it is. You can't be coming, well, we're going to see if he really is a nice person, a nice guy. Nah, you need to chill off that. You need, because I might not be that nice that I might not be that nice to you because of everything that has happened. Yeah, it's understandable. It's understandable. It's understandable. Yeah, I should be this way. If I'm innocent, I should be this way. That's a 7. Yeah, I should be this. This is exactly, honestly, humanly speaking, this is exactly, I'm not saying I'm doing real bad, but I should have some type of feelings. And on top of that, you still sitting up there putting your nose in my face. When I done been through what I done been through. That's what I'm trying to show you, man. This ain't about no emotions, how nice I am and all of that. It's literally, we have to set the standard for justice and keep the standard for justice. And you messing that up, acting like you need to inspect my fruit. When I can show you where men and women of God sometimes they didn't look like they had fruit in the Bible. So you don't need to be going by whether I get along with this group of people, that group of people, none of that. When the government brings somebody out of jail, you think they're worried about who he get along with? Well, let's see if he get along with the black and the white and the Mexicans. They ain't worried about none of that, are they? They getting that bag ASAP, ain't they? That's all I'm saying. They getting that bag, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but this is the revolution, man. This 44 states, I'm serious. This is the revolution. I'm going to keep bringing it. I'm going to keep telling it. Go check out my other videos, man. It's got to go. This situation gotta go. They ain't got no choice.